It's Mejia May.
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Danny Mejia, aka Mejia Made. Today, I'm gonna be showing y'all how y'all can use Splice to make better boom bap beats. So let's get into it. Alright, so that was a beat. Let's go ahead and get started with the beat breakdown. The first thing we're going to start off with is the drums. So first off, we have this kick right over here. So there's two things I did to the kick. The first one, I went right over here to the pre-computed effects. I turned on the clip mode and I boosted it just a little bit just to make the kick hit a little harder. And the second thing I did, if you guys go and head over to this time section and you move up this shift knob, it shifts the kick just a little bit so that it's not fully quantized. Next up, I added this snare. So I did the same thing with the snare. I messed around with the shift knob just so that it's not fully quantized in order to give the beat more swing. So when you put both the kick and snare together, this is what they sound like. Next up, I added this hi-hat pattern. And with the hi-hats, again, in order to add more swing to the beat, I did end up playing these on my mini keyboard. So now all of the hats are going to be fully quantized. So now when we put the kick, snare, and hi-hats together, this is what they sound like. Next up, I added the bass. For the bass, I was looking to sample a bass line. So basically what I did is I went through all my drum kits and I was just searching for different basses. I ended up coming across what sounds like this electric bass. And then I ran it through Serato sample. It lets you play with the sample and pitch it around. So for the bass line, I kept it very simple. That pattern plays throughout the whole beat. Now, when I was making this beat, I actually didn't start off with a Splice sample. I was looking for different samples to flip. I ended up coming across this one. So let's go ahead and see what's the foundation for this beat. And for this sound, the only thing I did to it is roll off some of that low end up until 442 hertz and some of that top end down to 8 kilohertz. So let's go ahead and listen to what we have so far, which is the drums, bass, and sample. So this next sound, I wanted to start adding some more melodic elements, obviously from that first sample. The main thing I sampled was the saxophone. I just really liked the sound of it and the texture of the sample itself. So next up is one of the main samples that I use from Splice in order to make the beat sound more full. So really quickly, I'm going to show y'all what the original Splice sample sounded like. And the only thing I did to this sample is deduct some of that low end up until 135 hertz. So now with that original first sample that I chopped, along with the Splice sample, they both sound like this together. So as y'all can see, both of the samples mesh really well. That second sample that I got from Splice sounds like it already had some type of horn in it. So when we mix that first sample, which has the saxophone, along with the Splice sample, they just mesh really well together. They have a similar feel and texture to it. Next up, I just wanted to keep building on to the beat. I came across this other sample from Splice, which sounds like it has like some type of bell. So let's go ahead and take a listen to it. So for this sample, I did run it through Serato sample. It was originally in a different key. So what I ended up doing is pitch it down -7 semitones. Next up, again, I was just searching through Splice, trying to find different sounds, different textures. I ended up coming across this Rhodes sample, so let's go ahead and take a listen to it. So that was what the sample originally sounded like. After I time stretched it and I messed around with the pitch on certain parts of the sample, I ended up chopping all of those pieces and putting it together to make it sound more fitting with the beat. So I'm gonna go ahead and play these chops. Let's listen to what they sound like. So I'm gonna quickly run through each chop. So the first one we have, what I ended up doing to it is time stretching it to fit with the BPM of the beat. And the next thing I did is I pitched it up plus 5 semitones. And this chop sounds like this. With the next chop, I kept it at plus 5 semitones. This one, of course, is time stretched, and I used a different part of the sample. This is what it sounds like. And for this chop right over here, again, I time stretched it, but I didn't pitch it up plus 5 semitones. I left it at 0, and I used this part of the sample. And for the final chop, again, time stretched, but this time I brought it down minus 2 semitones. And this is a part of the sample that I took from. So next up, I wanted to add a guitar during the verse section. So I went back to Splice, I found a sample, and let's listen to what it sounds like. I ended up time stretching it, and I did pitch it up plus 8 semitones. For this sample, I did want more of a reverb type of feel, so the first plugin I added is ROM. I brought it up to about 30%, and I had the decay at 4 seconds. Next up, I wanted to give it some of that lo-fi feel, so I went over to Tape Mellowfi, and I used the Lo-Fi Quiver preset. And then finally, I deducted some of that low end up until 426 hertz. So that guitar sample, along with all the other chops, they sound like this. So that was it for this beat breakdown. I'm gonna go ahead and play the full beat just so y'all can hear everything in context. So that was it for this week's beat breakdown. As y'all can see, Splice is really just a tool, is the way you guys use it. Everybody has access to those samples, but what really matters is how creative you guys flip and chop them and really make those samples unique and have them fit within your guys' beats. So with that being said, if you guys took any type of insight from this video, please leave a like, please leave a comment. It's really going to help the channel grow. If you guys are new to the channel, I put out 4 videos a month, which is 2 beat breakdowns, just like I did today. I also do a sample flip challenge, and I also break down my own samples. So I'm gonna go ahead and catch y'all next week for a new video. Stay blessed.